Hello guys from Penang in Malaysia, where this afternoon I am taking an Aeroline coach all the way from here down to Kuala Lumpur. The offices, as you can no doubt see, are just behind me there. And yeah, I've already been in there to inquire. The coach is due to pick us up just down the road there in about 45 minutes time. Journey time is anywhere between 4 and 5 hours. I think they don't really give an arrival time, and if you've seen the traffic in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur especially, you'll probably understand why. But it's supposed to be really nice, and I'm hoping for a really nice relaxing ride down south. So why don't you come with me? We'll get aboard, see what it's all about, and yeah, I'll catch you on the coach. Yes, the offices are located at Queensbay Mall, which is a large shopping centre, handy for stocking up on supplies before the journey. And inside the office you will find staff on hand to deal with any ticket queries, etc. And they gave instructions as to where the coach will be picking us up from. There's a bag drop area, which is handy and saves you dragging it around the mall. And there's some refreshments, though I didn't use them on this occasion. It's also much cooler in here than waiting outside in the heat. Okay, so went in the office and was told to head down here outside Starbucks. I think we've got the right place. Quarter of an hour before the coach is due to leave. No sign of it yet, but it's only 10 past. There's quite a few people waiting though. But everyone's got a reserved seat, and my seat is 1C. And guess where that is? Right at the front, isn't it? So yeah, hopefully it'll turn up in a minute, and we'll check it out. So our coach arrived at exactly 16:15, as promised. A Scania SKS bus. I might need some help with this, guys, as there were no other details on the coach as to what model it was, and I'm not sure how old it was either. If you know, please leave me a comment in the usual way. It looked pretty nice though, first impressions and all that. I threw my main bag in the luggage hold and joined the queue to board. Right, so here we go, it's luggage in the hold, and just my bag I'm taking on, and somebody checking the tickets. Yes, just me. Thank you very much. So the onboard host took a cursory glance of my ticket and I was on. I had a quick pause to look at the driver's cab, and yeah, second impressions were quite a dated interior really. I made my way upstairs and towards my seat in the front row. Quick look downstairs. There are not many seats downstairs, but we're going upstairs of course. We're heading for. Yeah, the seat, in brown, and not my favourite colour to be honest, looked comfortable enough, but you could tell this coach had been around for a few years. Not bad, is it? Should be fairly comfy though. I think it's quite an old coach this, but we'll see how we go. Yeah, I think you could tell from the interior fittings that it had been in use for some time, this coach. Individual air vents and reading lights as you would expect. But yeah, the finish just looked a bit old-fashioned to me. And I think certain things like the USB port provision just may have been added to it over time. Well, everyone settled in and we were just about to depart when, as sure as night becomes day, somebody turned up at the very last minute and sat next to me. That's fine though, and one thing about this coach, it really was spacious, even with the two seats together, plenty of room for both passengers. A bottle of water was provided at each seat, blankets were handed out prior to departure. And we were off 3 minutes later, where the first challenge for the driver was to reverse out onto this busy 3-lane highway. The onboard host gave announcements in English, including an expected journey time of about 5 hours. And after about 10 minutes she appeared upstairs to ask if we'd like a tea or coffee. And I settled in as we headed south along the E3113 towards the Sultan Abdul Halim Mutsam Shah Bridge. A bit of a grey day again today, but yeah, not too bad overall. also known as the Penang Second Bridge, which is certainly easier to pronounce. This bridge connects Batu Mang on Penang Island to Bandar Kasyar in Simpang on the mainland. Opened in 2014, it is an incredible 15 miles, 24 kilometres long. Built to withstand high-intensity earthquakes, it has long S-curves towards the mainland, which I understand were installed due to geological reasons. It's certainly the longest bridge I've ever been on. And what about you? Are there any other bridges out there you would recommend? Please let me know in the comments below. And we were off and onto the mainland and the toll plaza, which we had to go through to take us onto the AH2 motorway south. Now at this point we were served a hot meal, which for me it was a sort of chicken curry with rice. You do have the option to request a vegetarian meal when you book. I mean, it's all included in the price of your ticket, and yeah, it was tasty, if not very substantial. There's a side table here that kind of flips out for you to put it all on. The main thing for me was managing to eat it all without spilling it everywhere. Lap belts are fitted to all seats on this coach. There is a recline lever to the side, and the seat does angle back quite far if you want it to. Legroom is absolutely no problem at all, is it? A lot of room here for your feet and that of your neighbours. The USB ports here that I mentioned earlier didn't work. Fortunately, there was a conventional UK-style 3-pin plug socket to the one side, which did work. Now, after my meal, I spent a bit more time enjoying the views. And note that they drive on the left here in Malaysia, and yeah, I saw lots of other coaches using this route too, both ways. We did seem to be overtaken by lots of them and lorries, which did make me wonder how fast we were actually going. Considering the slogan for Aeroline is the convenient way to fly, we were crawling along at a relative snail's pace. I've no idea why. We weren't scheduled to make any stops to pick up or drop off passengers, so yeah, surely the objective is, obviously whilst keeping within the speed limits and driving safely, is to get to KL as quickly and efficiently as possible. But in some places we were actually being overtaken by mopeds riding along the hard shoulder. Anyway, as you can see, it started to rain a bit at this point, and a queue of traffic was starting to form up ahead. I decided to try out the onboard entertainment system made by Fantoro, a company I'd never heard of. I switched it on and had to sit through a promo film where, rather irritatingly, Aeroline have showcased one of their newer coaches. But then we're into the main menu where you can choose between movie, music, photo or game. You have to figure out how to navigate the different options using these buttons beneath the screen. Yeah, there wasn't much up-to-date stuff on there really, but bizarrely I managed to find a documentary on London buses called London Bus Garage. And yeah, in the music section, well, yeah, unsurprisingly, lots of Adele, if you like that sort of thing. It's good that there is provision here for anybody who hasn't got an iPad with Netflix on it or whatever, but yeah, ultimately, these screens are just completely outdated these days, aren't they? Incidentally, there's no Wi-Fi on this coach, although to be fair, it does say that in Aeroline's terms and conditions. Well, it turned out the queue of traffic had been caused by an accident by the central reservation. Now, I reckon that car's a write-off, don't you? You're not going to be able to knock any of those dents out, and it definitely needs a new front bumper. After the southbound Meru Tunnel, I decided to pop downstairs to where the onboard toilet was located and have a look at that. So behind the wooden door and into the darkness we had a mirror, a brown sink, and various bits and pieces in the corner here. Actually, although it was pretty dimly lit, it wasn't at all bad. Everything was available and it worked. So yeah, a bit gloomy, but satisfactory and there if you needed it. You may have noticed that there were some umbrellas in the corner, which are definitely a good idea in this kind of weather. Yeah, so it was still raining when, with about 180 kilometres to run, we pulled into the busy Simpang Pulai services for some fuel and a quick 15-minute rest break. It was a very comfortable ride at this stage, got to say, though it was good to get off the coach for a minute and just stretch my legs. Right guys, yeah, well we've just stopped about 2 hours 20 minutes into the journey and about 180 kilometres to go to KL. Yeah, it's not a bad coach, is it? It's a little bit dated though. Might need to help me out here guys, because I'm not quite sure what it is. I think it's a scania or something or other. Try and find that out. But yeah, I look a little bit tired inside, but it's not too bad, and you know, for the price, I've already had a hot meal and a hot drink, so can't really complain too much, can you? And it's comfortable as well, and the ride's pretty decent. Just starting to get dark now, and I reckon we've probably got at least another couple of hours to run yet. It'll certainly be dark once we get to Kuala Lumpur. So yeah, about 50 minutes it stops here. Then we're going to get back on the coach, and then that's it. Then straight through to the city, and I'll catch you when we get off and talk to you again then. Back on board, I was intrigued as to what lay behind the curtain on the lower deck. And I thought I'd have a quick peek before everybody else got back on, and yeah, I found a small seating area consisting of 6 seats in total in a 2-1 configuration. Upstairs was similar apart from the first 2 rows, though I reckon if 6 of you were travelling, it would be pretty good to book out that lower deck, wouldn't it? Alright, onwards into the night as we make our way towards the bright lights of Kuala Lumpur and enjoy a stunning approach into the city.
Ladies and gentlemen, my apologies for the interruption of your comfort. We shall be arriving at our destination shortly. Please have your headphones and blankets ready for correction, as I shall be coming around to collect them soon. Your kind cooperation is appreciated. Thank you. gentlemen, we will be arriving at Coral Hotel shortly. Please ensure you have all your belongings with you as you disembark and check in before leaving our coach. You are responsible for your own personal belongings. It is a great pleasure for us to have served you. Thank you for choosing Aeroline, and we hope to see you again soon. Have a nice day.
Wow, now tell me of a more spectacular arrival into Kuala Lumpur than that. It certainly beats the train in my opinion, and the coach drops you off just a stone's throw from KLCC and the Petronas Towers themselves, which are certainly an awe-inspiring sight at night, aren't they? So is this the best coach in Malaysia? The answer is no. For a start off, Aeroline themselves have more up-to-date coaches than this one. In terms of price though, well, it is excellent value. I paid £11.69 for this trip. So, yeah, for a journey of around 370 kilometres and 5 hours 10 minutes journey time, that's not really too bad, is it? Especially when you get a hot meal and a drink thrown in as well. Thank you very much. Would you travel on this coach between Penang and KL? Or would you recommend a better one? Or would you take the ferry and then the train? And that's the other option, isn't it? As always guys, let me know in the comments below. I disembarked the coach, and after watching it depart off into the night, I just took a minute or two to stand in the road at the risk of getting run over and sum up the journey. And there it goes off into the night, and I tell you what, not a bad backdrop, is it, that dropping us off there right in the middle of KL. What do you think? Not the best bus in the world, I don't think. It was I think I probably got a little bit unlucky because I did see some nicer Aeroline buses, coaches in Penang, but this one turned up and I think it's a little bit old and a little bit dated, wasn't it, and scruffy in parts. There again, you know, for the price, hot meal and good coffee as well, can't really grumble, can it? It was under 12 quid. And yeah, a journey time of just over 5 hours. Let me know in the comments below guys what you thought. Would you take the bus? Would you take a better bus? Is there a better bus than this? Or would you take the train? Thank you very much for watching. I shall catch you on another adventure soon, I'm sure. And as always guys, cheers for now.